They carry wounds no one else sees, not because they hide them well, but because the wounds themselves are different. While others break loudly, visibly, dramatically, the rarest personality fractures inward, silently, slowly, completely. And when they heal, they do it the same way, alone. Carl Jung understood something most therapists still miss. Not everyone heals through connection. Not everyone recovers through sharing. Some personalities require isolation to mend, not as avoidance, but as necessity. This is not about independence, it is about survival. The rare personality does not reject help because they are proud. They reject it because most help makes things worse. Standard advice feels shallow. Group therapy feels performative. Well-meaning friends offer solutions that don't touch the actual wound. So they withdraw, not forever, but long enough. And in that withdrawal, something profound happens. Most people experience pain and immediately seek relief, distraction, validation, comfort. The rare personality cannot do this. Their wounds are not surface injuries, they are structural. When they hurt, it is not just emotional, it is existential. A betrayal is not just about one person. It reveals something about trust itself. A failure is not just a setback. It questions the foundation of identity. A loss is not just grief. It opens the void underneath everything. Jung called this psychic trauma, the kind that reorganizes the unconscious. While others recover quickly because the damage is external, the rare personality must rebuild internally. And internal reconstruction requires silence. It requires space. It requires solitude that others mistake for depression. But it is not depression, it is descent. There is a reason they disappear when wounded. Speaking about the wound to someone who cannot understand it makes the wound worse. Not because people are cruel, but because shallow empathy is corrosive. I know how you feel. No, you don't. It will get better. That is not the point. You need to get out more. That is exactly what I don't need. The rare personality recognizes this early. They learn that most human connection, especially during pain, is transactional. People want you to heal quickly so they can feel useful. They want you to return to normal so they can stop worrying. But the rare personality is not trying to return. They are trying to transform. And transformation cannot be rushed. It cannot be witnessed. It cannot be applauded. So they isolate, not from weakness, but from clarity. Here is what happens in the silence. First, they stop pretending. The social masks fall. The performance ends. They are no longer maintaining an image for anyone. This is terrifying at first, but it is also liberating. Without an audience, they can finally be honest about how broken they feel. Second, they confront the shadow. Jung believed healing requires facing what you have been avoiding. The rare personality does this instinctively. They sit with their anger, their shame, their envy, their despair. They do not try to fix it immediately. They study it. They let it speak. Most people medicate this stage: alcohol, work, relationships, anything to avoid the inner confrontation. The rare personality endures it. And this endurance changes them. Third, they dismantle false narratives. In solitude, the lies become obvious. The stories they told themselves about who they are, what they deserve, what went wrong, all of it unravels. This is painful, but necessary, because you cannot rebuild on false foundations. Fourth, they reconstruct slowly. They do not rush back into life. They test new beliefs carefully. They build new boundaries deliberately. They emerge only when the internal structure feels solid again. This process takes months, sometimes years. It looks like nothing is happening, but everything is happening. Not everyone survives this alone. Some rare personalities get lost in the isolation. They confuse healing with hiding. They mistake solitude for exile. Jung warned about this. He called it inflation of the unconscious. When you spend too long inside your own mind, you lose perspective. The wound becomes your identity. The isolation becomes permanent. This is the edge the rare personality walks. They need solitude to heal, but too much solitude becomes poison. The ones who make it through have one thing in common. They remain tethered to meaning. A project, a purpose, a question that keeps them engaged with something beyond their pain. They are alone, but not aimless. Those who drift without anchor often do not return. When the rare personality finally resurfaces, they are unrecognizable, not to the eye, but to the soul. Their energy is different, quieter, but denser. They no longer explain themselves. They no longer seek validation. They no longer fear judgment, because judgment has already lost its power. Jung believed this state was psychological immunity. Once you have faced your inner darkness alone and survived, external threats diminish. Criticism cannot destabilize you. Rejection cannot crush you. Loss hurts, but it does not destroy. This is why they often become guides later in life, not because they sought leadership, but because others sense the depth. People feel the difference between someone who talks about pain and someone who has metabolized it. The rare personality does not offer comfort. They offer truth, and truth, when spoken by someone who has earned it, is magnetic. Modern psychology is obsessed with connection, talk therapy, support groups, community healing, all built on the assumption that isolation is pathological. But Jung knew better. Some wounds require solitude, the way broken bones require stillness. Forcing movement too early creates permanent damage. The rare personality understands this instinctively. They are not avoiding people. They are protecting the healing process. And they know that most people with their best intentions would interrupt it. So they endure the misunderstanding, the concerned messages, the accusations of pushing people away. They endure it because they know something others do not. Some transformations cannot be shared. The hardest part is not the isolation. It is re-entry. When they are ready to return, the world has moved on. Relationships have shifted. Opportunities have passed. People have stopped asking how they are. This is where many rare personalities falter. They expect recognition for what they endured. They expect people to notice the change, but no one does, because the transformation was internal. This is the final lesson. Healing alone means the reward is also alone. No applause, no acknowledgement, just the quiet knowledge that you survived yourself. And for the rare personality, that is enough. If you have ever healed in silence, if you have ever withdrawn to rebuild, if you have ever felt that solitude was not loneliness, but necessity, you are not broken. You are built differently. And that difference, painful as it is also your power. Subscribe if this resonates. These videos are not for everyone. They are for those who understand that some paths cannot be walked in company, that some wounds must be tended alone, that some transformations happen in the dark. The rare path is lonely, but you already know that. And you are still here,